unfollow those people who bring you down, or whose posts you don't like, who you just don't like. Now I'm out here looking like revenge. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. My name is Tumisang. Please consider clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can keep updated with all of my latest videos. So we have finally entered the advice segment of my channel. I will be giving a few tips and advice on how to have an excellent year, brilliant year, a year in which you look back and you are satisfied with how far you've come, how much you've grown, and pleased with your accomplishments. Right, before I get started, I just want to mention just how much I don't support New Year's resolutions. I think they promote the false notion that one can only improve themselves or accomplish their goals or do what they need to do at the start of a new year. Do you really have to wait until December? Yeah, New Year's resolutions just they don't work. They only work if you are really disciplined. But if you are disciplined, I would assume you don't need to wait for a new year to, get your things in order. So without any further ado, let's get started. Firstly, the bar has been set really low. After 2020, 2021 has to be better by default. There's no other way. Sorry. Like, the first tip that I have would be to reflect on the past year. No, 2020, nobody really wants to do that, but it's quite crucial. Reflect on the past year, evaluate the past year, some of your accomplishments, things that are worth celebrating. Those minor wins are quite important as well. We don't place much importance on them, but they are quite crucial. The fact that you are in a better mental state, that is worth celebrating. Those accomplishments, those goals that you have ticked, those things that you are most proud of, look back into those and acknowledge them. You did that. Okay, but whilst doing this, you also need to reflect on some of those goals that you didn't achieve, and the important question here would be why. Was it due to internal forces or external forces, things that were out of your control? And if the answer is internal, then you need to look into that. How could you have changed that? And if you do plan on still achieving that goal within the new year, re-strategize. You also want to look into some of the mistakes that you have made during the year, some of your failures, your downfalls. And I think the importance of this is that it shows you just how valuable those setbacks actually are, because many a times the bounce back is much greater than the setback. From that, you also want to, jot down what you've learned from that. Right, once you are done with that, you want to get into your goal setting, and it's quite crucial for you to have these goals written down. There's quite something about just having everything physically laid out right in front of you. Some of the most successful people will tell you the first step to achieving a goal is to write it down. Somebody else might tell you have a plan, but it's sort of the same thing. Sometimes you just want to look back into that. You might get distracted, and just seeing that thing one more time might be exactly what you need to get your focus back. Just wanted to mention also that with goal setting, it's quite important for you to make sure that your goals are achievable, realistic, manageable, and time framed. I emphasize time framed more than anything. You can dream of anything, but if it's not time framed, it's a bit, you might achieve it at the age of 60, but is that when you want to achieve it? For example, you might say, I want to raise 50,000 rand all by myself, without the assistance of my parents, not asking anybody for money, just I don't know, but you have to set a date. I want to raise 50,000 rand by the 1st of November 2021, by the 1st of June 2021. Whilst doing that, it's necessary to not impose the same standards on other people. Just because you were able to raise that money, or just because you were able to buy your first car at the age of 19, at the age of 20, that does not mean that you should now discredit somebody else who only achieved that perhaps at the age of 29, 30, whatever. The next tip is to declutter. Declutter everything. Declutter anything and everything that can be decluttered. Declutter your room, declutter your study desk, those metric papers that you no longer need, declutter. Declutter your text messages, your WhatsApp, your call logs, your emails. Unfollow those people who bring you down, or whose posts you don't like, who you just don't like for whatever reason, whose posts annoy you. Get rid of anything, or get rid of anything that brings bad energies, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Whilst decluttering, I just want to say you also need to, you might want to consider not recluttering, but introducing new things that might make you more productive, that might make you happier, that you've been looking forward to having, just to create that, you know, motivating and inspiring thing one more time. Having a messy room is not very motivating to get on with your day. Upgrade your surroundings. This is quite similar to what I said with introducing new things that might make you happier, etc. But upgrade your surroundings. This is a bit much more than that though. Upgrade your surroundings. You know, buy that furniture piece that you've been looking forward to. These little things that sort of encourage you to get going one more time. You know, buy that study chair that you, are they called study chairs? I think they're called office executive chairs. I don't know, I don't care, but buy that thing. Okay, you don't need to, I also want to mention that you don't need to buy things or spend money to have an excellent year, but if you are within the means and if you are able to, you might want to do those things because they do have an effect on you. I think the novelty as well of something new just being in your space, especially if it's your productive space, it does have an effect, man. Those are some of the things that you might want to do. If you are unable to spend money or just not willing to spend money, then you might want to create some things like that. Change the setup of your room. You could, you know, do something that makes you feel, or introduce elements that make you feel refreshed, like it's a new year, let's get going, it's a fresh start, if you really, you know, need a new year to do that, or if the new year motivates you in a way. The next tip, select a theme or word that you want to live by, to embrace or embody in the new year. And you have to make it relevant to you. It loses value if it's not relevant to you. You know, if you over the past year or years have been feeling a bit boxed or a bit caged, then something like freedom might be the theme for the year for you. If you've been feeling a bit self-conscious or insecure, then confidence might be the word for you within the new year. Yeah, it could be anything. It could be focus, it could be drive, it could be anything. I know one that's very popular is self-care. Many people don't actually know that they are choosing self-care, but things like losing weight, things like getting in shape, things like eating healthier, or you know, investing in your skin this year, etc. My next tip is to create a vision board for your lock screen. I think it's a bit tricky with this. You need to be careful. It really has to be relevant to you, like I said already. Don't just put a bunch of pretty pictures that you find and then make that your lock screen. It loses effect. It can be I think it can be pretty pictures, of course. You might want to I mean, have pretty things on your lock screen, but they need to make sense to you and your goals, you know? Don't just make a collage of nonsense. It doesn't really have to be you know, a vision board like the typical one that everybody speaks of, and just motivational quotes, etc. Everywhere that are just not even relevant to your goals. I myself have never done a vision board, but I know they carry much effect because I've done something similar to a vision board. I think vision boards can easily look quite cluttered, but I will try to make one, and I will see if I don't think I will insert it. No, y'all don't need to know what my goals are. There's some people out there who are working against you, so I get a lot of. I've over the past years have something similar to vision boards. I've been just like putting one image with a message relevant to me. For instance, right now, I'll insert what I have right now. It's nothing simple, just got it off of Pinterest. There's nothing even personal really there, but it does tie in with how I've been feeling, and I think it's something like, this year will be better, this year will be a great year. I'm not too sure this year. And the reason why I put that there for now is I've been feeling quite demotivated after 2020. I had set a lot of goals for myself, which I was unable to achieve because of many external factors. But I also take accountability in saying that some of those things were because of my own, not even mishaps, my own shortcomings, my own fault. In the past year, I've had things like, you know, during study period, you know, just before writing, I'd have things like put down your phone and go study, something like that. And at some point I had my biggest goal last year was academic related. I had the matric certificate of a student. She placed 3rd in the province. I had her marks displayed on my lock screen. I wasn't exactly working towards those specific marks, but they were quite impressive, and they gave me the go, you know, but you know, it was just great. It wasn't pretty, it was just marks, it was just mathematics, accounting. So I inserted a nice background. I really like bags, so I put a couple of purses and bags in the background, and I think I wrote grind on the top or something. And yeah, that had an effect for quite a bit of time. If you're not looking at it, if you're not reading it's pointless. The reason why lock screens generally do, you know, have that thing that they give you is because you look at my generation, the digital generation, spends quite a lot of time on their phones, and when you grab hold of your phone, what's the first thing that you see? Sometimes maybe when you wake up, you're after that alarm screen. That's what you see, and you want to make sure that you are absorbing, you know, positive information that will, you know, make you do what you need to do. The next tip that I have is to develop a routine. Develop a routine of some sort. Does not need to be hectic or anything, but develop a routine, a nightly routine or a morning routine, whatever it is. Develop some sort of routine. It will encourage you to get up in the morning. It will make you feel like you have some things to get done. And yeah, self-care should definitely be part of your routine. And I know the guys might not be very interested in this, but your self-care routine does not have to be as extensive as a female's might be. Don't think because you're a guy you don't need to do all of that. Excuse me. A well-groomed man is what's needed. I'm sorry. I feel like every female, I mean, excuse me, just take care of yourself, clean yourself. Yeah. I think we're at number 9 right now, but this tip is to get a planner. Get your plan. I know the idea of getting a planner is like, it doesn't appeal to many people because not the concept, but the idea of just having your day-to-day events or tasks planned and written and organized. Sort of, it sounds like it's taking away the fun of things. But listen, a planner will save your life. It will save your life. And I'm done talking. I only started properly using a planner, I think 2 years ago, but the past year is the year where I was definitely more dedicated, and I saw the results. You know, having a planner, just it makes sure you get your things done, and the guilt that comes with having a day whereby you don't have any tasks lined up, you will see that you are not meeting your goals right now. Planners, I understand, they do sound boring, they do sound like a lot of admin, but my guy, it will keep you productive. You don't have to be, you know, planning you know, every hour of your day. No, that's a bit much and a bit realistic and discouraging, in fact. But you need to have some sort of plan for the day. Doesn't have to be every day. I know I said not having something lined up for like Tuesday sounds like whew. But in your planner you can also include, you know, fun things like, okay, now I'm gonna I'm also, today we need to make time for relaxation, today I want to catch up on that Netflix something, you know. And again, like I said about lock screens and writing your goals, there's something about that visual effect of seeing, you know, your things laid out, you know, seeing how your day is gonna go, how the week is looking for you, or perhaps even the month. It's like a trailer, you know. Why wouldn't you want to have that? And the last tip that I have is to create positive reminders for yourself on your phone. But again, make it relevant to yourself. If if you spend more time on your laptop, then, you know, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna assume we use phones more. Not use phones more, but whatever. Create positive reminders that are, you know, in relation to whatever you are dealing with on a certain day or that week, or general ones. I know last year, throughout the year at 5 a.m. I'd get a reminder that said, be that boring girl. Be that boring girl. It was what? Be that boring girl who does her homework. Yeah. And that is because I really struggled with homework. I did not do my I don't do sorry. So it was relevant to me because I, you know, homework, it's like pre-studying, you know. I don't know, but it works, man. It's practice makes perfect. But yeah, in this year, considering university, it's gonna be relevant again. It might, if there wasn't corona, it would be something like, be that boring girl who attends her lectures. If yeah, if, you know, you're into like public speaking and stuff like that, the nerves might get to you. And on a certain, like that week before, you need to set it well in advance. You know yourself, you know you might be nervous. It would be something like, courage is not the absence of fear. Make it relevant. It could be something like, don't forget to breathe. If you are into sports and you have a big event, it would be relevant. You understand? And those little things, they sound quite minor. In the long run, they do have major effect on us, and results might be pleasing. So yeah, that is the end of this video. If you do happen to take, even if it's just one of the things that I said with you, I'm very happy, and I hope you have a phenomenal year. I hope you do accomplish your goals. I wish you the absolute best. And yeah, thank you for tuning into this video. Please don't forget to like if you did enjoy watching this video, and if you've come this far, I would assume you did. If you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.